A very good afternoon to you and welcome to another edition of Lunchtime News. You're with me, Krishan Devasagayam. Let's start off with a look at this afternoon's headlines.
President Sirisena addresses opening sessions of the Leaders Summit of the Indian Ocean Rim Association. 2 persons, including a child, murdered in Dharaniyagala. India-based air ambulance crash lands in Thailand. Sri Lanka opts to bat first in the first test against Bangladesh.
And in your lead story this afternoon, President Maithripala Sirisena is currently taking part in the opening session of the Leaders Summit of the Indian Ocean Rim Association. Now, it is after 40 years that a Sri Lankan leader has been invited for an official visit to Indonesia. Speaking further, the President noted that he is also scheduled to visit Russia in 2 weeks' time in acceptance of an official invitation extended by Russia after 44 years. Meanwhile, 5 special police teams have been deployed to conduct investigations into the killing of a 7-year-old girl and a 45-year-old in Magala, Dharaniyagala. Police said that the teams will conduct investigations under the guidance of a senior superintendent of police. They said that it had been revealed that the suspect, who is connected to the incident, is hiding in the Sripada forest reserves and that police teams, including police sniffer dogs, have been deployed to the area. The mother of the child who sustained injuries in the attack is currently receiving treatment in the ICU at the Colombo National Hospital. Now moving on to more local news, details with regard to how compensations will be provided for the people whose properties were destroyed by the fire which erupted at the Salawa Army camp was revealed during a media briefing held yesterday.
We have received a sum of 1,264 million rupees to provide for relief arrangements. According to our estimates, we have provided a sum of 588.8 million rupees to 284 houses which have an estimated price of over 1 million rupees. 1,728 houses which had an estimate price less than a million were provided a sum of 122 million rupees. A sum of 72.2 million rupees has been spent on 50,000 rupee compensation for those houses which were fully damaged. 1,331 houses which were refurbished with the assistance of the army were provided a sum of 48 million in total. 188 farmers were paid a total compensation of 13.8 million for the damages caused. We inquired into the relief provided by the individuals who were affected by the fire which erupted at the Salawa Army camp. The affected voiced their opinion in the following manner. It has been close to 9 months since our houses were damaged. Today, the Minister of Disaster Management had given out a statement to the media saying that our compensation for those who were affected by the fire were paid off. But according to our knowledge, there are so many persons who have not received the due compensation. The estimated money for the compensation, which should be provided for the persons whose houses, property and vehicles were damaged due to the Salawa fire, are yet to be provided. When we discussed with the Minister of Disaster Management in this regard, he had pledged to provide the necessary compensation in a short period of time. However, it seems to us that the compensation which should be provided is not been distributed by the local bodies.
A protest was staged against an incident in which fish had reportedly been dying along a river located in Baligama, Midigama. Now, the protesters charged that wastewater, which consists of chemical components, is being released from a factory close to the river. The protesters had therefore staged the protest opposite the factory bearing the dead fish. Police say that 9 individuals who staged a protest in front of the Bingiria police station have been arrested over the charges of acting in an unruly manner and causing damage to public property.
A protest was staged yesterday against releasing on bail an individual who was arrested in connection with an accident which resulted in the death of a person. While the protest, which was held at around 8 last night, completely obstructed the Colombo-Chilau main road, area residents hurled stones at the police on a couple of occasions. Nearly 100 police officers were deployed to disperse the protesters using tear gas. Police said that the protesters had damaged public property by burning tires during the protests. The protesters had caused damages to the police station, including a police jeep and the name board of the station. The arrested are to be produced before the Hettipola court today. The protest has been held over the death of a motorcyclist on the 5th of March after being knocked down by a car.
In more local news now, 6 students have been arrested on suspicion of carrying out an assault in Anuradhapura. Police said that they had allegedly carried out the attack on a student from another school. The student who sustained injuries from the attack is currently undergoing treatment at the Anuradhapura Teaching Hospital. The arrested students are to be produced before the Anuradhapura Magistrates Court today. The Tutor Lab workshop took place at the Museus College yesterday. Tutor Lab is a world-famous mobile laboratory which was invented by the Bielefeld University in the year 2000 and has so far reached out to 200,000 students all over the globe by conducting science workshops. The team has visited schools in Colombo as well as in Jaffna and Kurunegala.
This is our third station to conduct the German Teutor Lab laboratory. The German embassy has decided to bring 3 scientists from Germany to Sri Lanka to conduct workshops on water purification, air pollution and plastic. And so far they have traveled to Kurunegala, to Jaffna, and now today they are here in Museus College. In each school 30 children will work with the scientists and learn what it means to protect environment, what it means to collect plastic, to produce plastic, how important it is to protect the environment. It's a world famous mobile laboratory that has traveled to many countries, and so far 200,000 children have enjoyed this laboratory, and now we are happy to have them here in Sri Lanka.
And finally, in local news now, an operation was carried out yesterday to drive away a swarm of wasps that had built a nest at the Sivali Mahavidyalaya in Alpitia. Steps were taken to evacuate a number of classrooms in the school last afternoon after wasps that had swarmed the school had disrupted educational activities. Now, our correspondent said that officers from the Wildlife Department had carried out an operation at around 11 last night to drive the swarm of wasps away. Steps were also taken to remove the wasp nest built in one of the classrooms of the school. Now, currently at the crease, Sri Lanka were on 61 for the loss of 2 wickets after 24 overs against Bangladesh a short while ago. And on that note, we wrap up this edition of Lunchtime News. It was a pleasure having you with us. We'll be back once again at 1:55 with more of the very latest. Take care.